Welcome back. Vice President Kamala Harris rolling out new economic policy proposals yesterday during a speech in Pittsburgh. Kamala vowed to focus on opportunities for the middle class, pledging $100 billion in tax credits to boost manufacturing in the U.S. Harris also taking a swipe at former President Trump and his plans to shore up American manufacturing. Watch this.
My opponent, Donald Trump, well, he makes big promises on manufacturing. Just yesterday, he went out and promised to bring back manufacturing jobs. On Trump's watch, offshoring went up and manufacturing jobs went down across our country and across our economy. All told, almost 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost during his presidency, starting before the pandemic hit, making Trump one of the biggest losers ever on manufacturing.
She talks a lot about Trump, not a lot about her own policies. Trump hitting back at Harris while in North Carolina yesterday for waiting to impose her economic policies. Watch.
Kamala Harris is supposedly announcing her so-called plans to support manufacturing and wealth creation. Why didn't she do it 3.5 years ago? They've done nothing. Why didn't she do everything 3.5 years ago? She's been there for almost 4 years, and she didn't do it. She didn't create wealth. She destroyed 22% of the value of every dollar in your pocket and jeopardized us in front of the remaining portions of the marketplace. And the world's reserve currency is under siege right now.
Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive is the chairman and CEO of Cantor, Fitzgerald and BGC Group. Howard Lutnick, back with us, is also the chairman of Newmark Group and a Trump 2025 transition team co-chairman. Howard, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I want to talk about the Trump and Kamala Harris's plans, but first, you've got breaking news. BGC Group launched its FMX Futures exchange earlier this week. Congratulations on that.
So it's so exciting. I mean, you know, BGC is the exchange for everything in the world that doesn't trade on an exchange. So now we've got our own exchange. So we're going to compete with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which only has 99% of all futures that trade in America.
Wow.
Backed by all the big banks and all the big trading firms. So we opened on Tuesday. Right, so we're just beginning. We've got 6 accounts. I mean the biggest accounts in the world trading so far. And then every day we're going to add a couple more, a couple more, a couple more. And then by the end of the first year, we'll have all the players on the field. And off we go. So it's so exciting.
That is exciting. Well, I want to ask you about the regulatory backdrop for this and what you believe should be the right regulation for this, because TD Cowen today's out with a note, and the analyst there writes, we note that Washington offers as much opportunity as it does risk for the exchanges, as some proposals would push volume onto exchanges while others could limit trading and hurt volume. Now, I know that they're talking largely about equities, but they're talking about Washington regulatory backdrop being an issue for exchanges. Tell me, as a statesman in this business, how you think regulation should be for the exchanges. What should it look like?
So an example is there's a discussion, Kamala Harris discusses a transaction tax, putting literally a tax on the ability of American companies to raise money. Imagine doing that. That's crazy. But what it sounds like a good way to make money. Hey, let's just trade less stocks and we'll put a tax on it. But what happens is it gets in the way of companies raising money to build themselves. It's how you crush economic growth, but it sounds good. It just is bad.
Well, I mean, a transaction tax doesn't sound good to me. I mean, if I have a fee or a tax on every transaction that my money manager has made, then you're talking about a big bill for the user at the end of the day.
Well, what will happen is it just crushes the ability for companies to raise money.
Right.
And that's the point. It goes right to the core of fundamental understanding of business, right? So Donald Trump walks in the door from the Obama administration, right? And you blame him for the first days that he's in office. There's nothing he can do. He drives down the corporate tax in order to finally bring manufacturing back to America. So finally people can bring their money back, right? You remember during COVID, the key save of America for COVID was that Donald Trump lowered the corporate tax rate, so all the foreign companies or all the American companies who made money overseas, who left it overseas because they didn't want to pay tax, could now bring it back.
Right.
And they brought back trillions.
Yeah.
And that was amazing for America.
Yeah, I mean, let me just finish this conversation on regulation and your new exchange. Do you expect similar regulations for commodities and other things that are traded on your new exchange as we see for equities?
I think it's going to go a little slower.
Okay.
But eventually, commodities and equities will kind of sort of merge over a long period of time, over maybe 20 years. I mean, let's face it, they don't even know how to do crypto and digital at all.
Yeah,
right? They have
point.
no idea. They still don't understand how important it is to actually get it right. It's just platitudes and being on TV. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. Bitcoin is a commodity. It should be treated like gold and like oil. It's just a commodity. Other digital currencies, different. Other digital assets, different. But Bitcoin is a commodity. But why can't they understand it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
And that's the criticism of Gary Gensler, by the way, the Securities and Exchange Commission chairman here. I mean, look, he's been criticized for not having a true understanding, but, putting on all of these new rules and regulations for companies to appease the Biden administration's climate change agenda.
Correct. So the climate change agenda is an elitist, rich people's agenda, right? I can have a Tesla. I'm cool with a Tesla. I only drive around here. But how about a friend of mine called me yesterday, and they were complaining they have a Rivian and a Tesla, and they can't visit their parents because it's too far away. So you know what they do? They rent a car.
Unbelievable.
They rent a car to go. So, the fact is the green agenda is an elitist agenda. Who is the strongest? Where? The Ivy League on the East Coast. Right?
Yeah.
They're the ones who are climate change and pro-Palestinian. You want to see real America where real people are workers? Go to the Alabama-Georgia game this weekend and go to those universities and ask those people what they think. They're not talking climate change. What they're talking about, my parents need a job.
Yeah.
They need manufacturing jobs. And that's what Donald Trump is bringing.
Well, we just spoke about this with Tommy Tuberville. He's going to go with President Trump to the Georgia-Bama game this weekend.
How fun is that?
You're going to be there?
No, I'm not going, but, have fun with that.
Let me get back to the agendas of President Trump versus Kamala Harris, because now Kamala Harris is trying to win over corporate America. I mean, I don't know how you do that with a 25% tax on unrealized gains, but she's trying it. According to the Wall Street Journal, she is talking with CEOs, and the Journal writes this: like past Democrat candidates, Harris has made taking on wrongdoing by American corporations as a central part of her pitch to voters. But in private, at least, she is making a quiet play for corporate America's support, seeking out advice from leaders across sectors like Mark Cuban. So what
Well, Mark just wants to run for president, okay?
Yeah.
He wants to run for president as a Democrat, so he's just going to play the game as, hi, let me talk about how to run for president as a Democrat. So you have to take whatever he says and put it in the trash bin, because he's just running for office, okay? That's just nonsense.
Maybe he wants a cabinet position.
Of course, but he just wants to be credentialized to run for president.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact is, let's just talk about...
You don't want a cabinet position.
I love running Cantor Fitzgerald.
You just launched a new exchange.
I love Cantor Fitzgerald. But let's talk about an unrealized capital gain for a minute.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the great thing, she says opportunity and innovation in America, right? That's what she talked about. Okay, let's talk about innovation, right? My favorite day of the year is our healthcare conference, Cantor Fitzgerald's healthcare conference, because you have these young companies who are curing anything. We had one, a radio pharma. They take nuclear, they put nuclear on top of radiation, on top of small molecules, and they send it into your body. It seeks the tumor and blows the tumor up. It's the coolest stuff ever.
I love that.
But that company was valued at $200 million, and you raise them $20 million to sort of get it going. That's a $200 million valuation. Oh, we owe the government $50 million, 25% unrealized capital gain.
Wow.
Can't raise the money. You will literally kill the venture capital business. You will literally kill the innovation business in America. No venture capital, no Amazon, no Google, no Microsoft, no millions of employees gone. Why? Because all they do is stare at Elon Musk's money. Right? And want to seize it. They want to seize. Look, he's got unrealized capital gains. You can't sort of platitude talk without actual realize. You can't say you're trying to innovate when you're trying to destroy innovation in America. And that's what she's trying to do.
And by the way, on a much simpler example is I have unrealized gains in my 401k. boom, I'm going to get taxed on it. I have unrealized gains in the house that I own. It's valued higher than I thought. Boom, I've got a tax on unrealized gains. I mean, like, you could do it, you know, so your average person out there needs to understand that that's going to hit them as well. But how is it possible that she is getting away with not giving us any details on her economic plans, and yet she's so close in the polls? Do you believe these polls?
I don't know about the polls, but these are just Democrats who's saying, okay, you're a Democrat. She just became your candidate. So you say, you know what? I read it today. Good enough for now. What does that even mean? If you were really deciding amongst Democrats, you would never buy it. You wouldn't buy it in 100 years. But since you have no choice and she was jammed down your throat, you know what? She's good enough for now. That's literally what they said. No details of her economic policy at all. Donald Trump says, right? Remember what she said? She said, the rate of inflation is coming down. That means prices are going up slower.
Yeah.
Donald Trump says he's going to cut the prices of oil, cut them, make gas cheaper, not make gas go up a little slower.
So real quick before we go, what's the most important plan that people need to understand about Donald Trump and about his plans for the economy and taxes?
He will drive down the cost of gasoline. He will drive down the cost of energy, and he will drive down corporate taxes, which means they will build factories here, bring back farming, right? Tariffs will protect our farmers. Manufacturing will employ our people, and energy will drive down our costs. Those are the three ways that America, which is the greatest country in the world because we have oil, we have farmland, and we have incredible people who can do our workforce, and we're just killing them by supporting China and not putting tariffs on. It's got to end, and Donald Trump is the only person talking about these things.
Really great analysis, Howard. Great to see you. Congrats and good luck with FMX.
Thank you so
much. Howard Lutnick is here. We'll be right back.